So don't be surprised if that ends up happening.
Actually,
but if those boats do get out of the way, we are just about 5 minutes away from launch.
Thank you very much.
I'll check back in just a moment.
It's already done,
back
Tessa.
over to you, Kate and Jesse.
Thanks, Dan. Our rapid iterative development approach has been the basis for all of SpaceX's major innovative advancements,
You're about 6
including
seconds
Falcon,
slow.
Dragon,
yeah,
and
I don't know
Starlink.
what you want me to do, Procyon.
Today,
This is an
we're
extreme.
testing hardware and systems, while we do determine an acceptable level of technical risk on our vehicle and pad in order to learn as fast as possible, we accept no compromises when it comes to the safety of the public or our team. So, that is to say, this is only the fifth of many future flight tests of Starship before it becomes fully operational.
You might remember the Starlink panels that are incorporated into Starship, and you can see them there on your screen, those rectangular panels on Starship's
It's just
nose
condensation
cone.
because
Starlink
of the cold propellants being moved around, Leo.
In space
yeah,
and on re-entry,
cool
and also helps deliver us the critical
water,
flight data engineers need to continue development. In addition to enabling our rapid iteration on Starship, Starlink is also enabling life-saving communication here on Earth. SpaceX is sending tens of thousands of Starlink kits in response to Hurricanes Helene and Milton and providing free service through the end of the year to support recovery efforts. The Starlink team also worked with T-Mobile to activate our direct-to-cell satellites to provide basic texting on T-Mobile and emergency alerts for all phones and carriers of those in affected areas. If a phone connects to a Starlink satellite, it will have 1 to 2 bars of signal and show T-Mobile SpaceX in the network name. SpaceX's direct-to-cell constellation has not been fully deployed, so these services are being delivered on a best effort basis.
Starlink is enabling life-saving communication.
Yeah, next time, dude.
Here on Earth, and continues to help us push.
There's kind of a rule here. Once you have something, and even if it stutters a little bit, and even if it's working, you don't change it. Me trying to go in and mess with VLC right now when we're 2 minutes and 40 seconds out is crazy. Ask anybody that streams. Don't do stuff like that, especially if it's live. Trying to change the feed right now is like streaming suicide. Don't do that. Like streamer suicide, like suicide is wrong. Don't do any of that. But that's bad. I'm not gonna change the feed at this point. Maybe next time, dude. Right?
Surprise! Now it sounds like we might not.
You need an act of Congress to change something on the stream when you're doing live coverage like this.
So a couple more things going to be happening. We did just close out our propellant load on the ship and the booster. So 10 million pounds of propellant on that vehicle on the pad here at Starbase, getting ready to go. We're going to start clearing out all of the lines that are basically pushing all of that propellant to the vehicles. Those get cleaned out or cleared out on the ground before we lift off. We're doing some final checks on the vehicle, the thrust vector control that we're going to use to steer it, as well as the guidance system doing its final alignment, just a lot of our final checkouts. But we are starting to hear that it looks like the range is going to be clear at our liftoff time of 7:25 a.m. Central, 12:25 UTC. So that puts us 1 minute, 20 seconds away.
Holy cow, that's a lot of engines.
Still not tracking any technical issues. That range clear is the only thing that's been potentially poking at our launch. So I'm going to start to quiet down. We'll hear our flight director for today, Tristan Pierce, give some of the final call-outs. As of right now, we are 1 minute away from liftoff.
All right, there should be a hold gate here. Let's see what happens. If they clear the hold gate, we're good to go. T-minus 40. You're inside of the hold gate. Here we go. 30 seconds.
Flight directors go for launch.
FD reports go. One last tick on the live. And here we go.
You could possibly hear 20 seconds away from liftoff.
15. 10.
T-minus 5, 4, 3,
Pad deluge is on.
2, 1.
Ignition. There's a lift.
We have liftoff.
Flight 5 is in the air. Here we go.
Vehicle
Hopefully
approaching
showing us the
range.
first time a booster will be caught by a launch pad. Hopefully. Dude, look at it go. Oh my god. It's so good.
Booster after chamber pressure nominal.
Good calls. Oh my goodness.
30 seconds into the flight, the rumble's just starting to reach us here at launch control.
Booster and ship,
That is
avionics
the
power,
sound
telemetry
of
nominal.
33 Raptor
All engines, look at dude. Oh, I'm gonna go over here. Look at that. That's awesome. It's so good.
Max Q.
Maximum dynamic pressure.
Now pass through the maximum aerodynamic pressure, the most stress the vehicle's going to see on the way uphill.
Vehicle's pitching over.
Our next major milestone coming up, it's going to be hot staging. We're going to see the engines ignite on ship to push it away from the booster.
All right. So they're gonna hot staging is when they fire the second stage engines while still attached. You're gonna see some flow phenomenon coming out of the side of the stack. That's totally normal. The reason why they hot stage is because it's the simplest way of separating. Your rocket engines are going to get you away from your first stage. So if you fire those engines, right, you're under constant acceleration and you get good feed the entire time. You don't have to worry about pushing the stage away. It'll just push away from the rocket motors.
Instead of main engine cut off, because 3 are going to keep going.
Watch.
And then we're going to see the engines on ship ignite. Right now, the tower team is doing their go, no go.
Come on.
And we might hear some really good words soon, too. All right.
The gate for them trying the catch attempt happens right after Starship separates, so listen for it. I'm not going to say nothing.
Gorgeous things I've ever seen in my entire life. Coming up on hot staging.
There we go.
Ship engine
There's
startup.
most engines cut off.
Stage separation. Booster
Stage separation.
Startup.
Hot stage separation confirmed. Ship under its own power. I'm seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors lit. Hopefully I got a booster on the way back to me. I'm going to send it to you guys in Hawthorne.
Oh man, that was absolutely incredible. I loved how the crowd
Chamber pressure is nominal.
crowd here in Hawthorne all went ooh at that first view of the blue flames from the booster. As you can see there,
That's good.
first stage currently performing, or excuse me, is now making its way back to the launch site. Again, we are
Ship avionics power and telemetry nominal.
the booster and the tower are both performing automated checks to make sure we are go for the booster to return to the launch pad for that catch. And once those are complete, the flight director.
Booster boost back burn shutdown. Flight directors go for booster return.
Can hear it.
And we did hear that the tower is go for catch.
Let's
So
go,
that
baby,
was
let's
one of the
go.
big
Come on.
criteria we were looking
Here we go. Hold on to your butts.
This view
We'll
here.
wait to hear that the go for catch has been sent.
Come on.
Beautiful view here from the ship.
And so exciting to hear that we got a go for booster catch. That means it's going to be a really exciting morning. Again, the booster is making its way back towards now land in order to make that catch attempt in the tower.
So incredible to see these views. You can see the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. All 6 Raptor engines are under full power. Once again,
They're
the
chilling
ship,
down the
excuse me,
engines
the
for
booster
landing.
is
That's
making
what all
its
that-
way
that's what
back
all that is.
to the
Hot
launch
staging
site.
ring
We
jettison.
are going to try and
See it?
catch it
You see
using
it?
the chopsticks on the launch tower, the exact same tower that it
There it
just launched
is.
from. just, wow, 5 minutes ago.
So cool.
Yeah, the booster.
Starship on nominal
Guys,
trajectory.
I can confirm the command was sent for the booster to come back.
That is incredible.
looking
news.
at
Oh, here we go.
It's pretty much right overhead of us, and we can see it starting to come down.
I can't wait for us to hear the sonic boom through Dan's mic. That is going to be incredible.
Come
It was
on.
so cool to hear the liftoff. And so once again, a successful on-time liftoff of Starship Flight 5. The ship has separated from the booster. The booster is there on your screen. It is making its way back to the launch site. We are going to attempt the catch using the chopsticks. We did hear the confirmation that the command was sent to the tower. We are go for catch.
Come on, baby.
And in order to...
And guys, we should just be about 30 seconds away from our landing burn.
Flight termination system on the booster
It's
has
gonna
been
happen
safe
three
in
phases.
preparation for a landing.
13 engines burn off all of that velocity. Oh, we can see it coming
Dude!
down through the pool.
Dude!
Booster coming in
That's so
time for
cool.
booster catch.
Gonna ignite 13 of those Raptor engines, and this
Come on,
view
bring it
is
on home.
Incredible right now. You can see how fast
Okay.
this vehicle is moving.
Should be getting
on
an
the
ignition here in a
left-hand
second.
Landing burn has been ignited. We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can
Come on.
see those chopsticks.
Come on, baby. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, shit! Oh, my goodness! What the?
This is absolutely insane. On the first ever attempt, we have successfully caught the Super Heavy booster back at the launch tower.
What an incredible view!
Are you kidding me?
Dan,
Wow.
I don't know about you, but we're losing our stuff up here.
Guys, I'm sorry. Like, even in this day and age, what we just saw, that looked like magic. Oh, wow.
Talk straight, man.
That must have been insane. We are still going wild over here over this.
Folks, this is a day for the engineering history
They
books.
blew out something on the umbilical right there. The ground umbilical carrier plate
This
is
is a
leaking.
live view of the Super Heavy booster.
I
as
can't
it has
believe
just
that.
been
I can't believe that
successfully launched
worked.
At the very same launch tower that it just came from. Dan, I love this. You are reflecting exactly what everybody else here in Hawthorne, except maybe a little bit more because you got to see it with your own
Freaking
eyes.
did it.
How was that?
Ship
We
engine
got
cut
it.
off.
Well, I mean, like, like, I can't even describe that. Oh, by the way, ship.
26.5.
Perfect. Ships in orbit.
Perfect.
But I am like shaking right now. That was,
Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the hell?
This is not,
yeah,
I mean,
let's check in on ship.
it's hard to believe that.
Starship nominal orbit insertion.
Oh, right. Exciting news there. It's hard to believe that, booster isn't
Oh
the
my
only excitement
goodness.
that we have today. Just confirmation there. A gorgeous view of planet Earth behind the ship.
Yeah, safe.
And
Oh
it's
my
now
goodness.
in the orbit that we expected it to. This is just an incredible day. Live views there as the booster vents. Some pressures there.
Oh my
That is a live
goodness.
view from the top of the tower looking at the chopsticks.
I am still in disbelief. I'm trying to catch my tears just like the chopsticks caught the
Holy
booster.
crap.
It has been nonstop since liftoff. And we are all so excited about everything that's been happening so far this morning.
I'm sorry.
With the
Nothing to
booster
add.
having completed its job for today, we are going to take a short break for the next 30 minutes. We'll return back at T plus 40 minutes while the ship continues to coast before re-entry.
Oh man, and as with previous flights, Starlink may actually enable us to talk with the ship through re-entry with no communication blackout. We of course are still testing Starlink during this phase of flight, so nothing is certain, but if we do have views, we'll be sure to bring those to you live.
Tank vent down,
Views
GSE
or
vent
no
down.
views, we'll see you
and
back
they're
here
using-
at 2 + 40 minutes for coverage.
Okay, all right, serious time. It looked like they blew a gasket out their ground umbilical carrier plate. It definitely was on fire, but they're using tank ullage. They're using residual tank ullage to snuff the flames out. You know how the booster has all that, like a vape cloud coming out of the bottom, just like Starship does right now? They're using their ullage. They use the residual gases that are inside of the tanks, and they vent that through the motors to snuff the flame. But I did see some weird stuff going on there. Their umbilical carrier plate, basically the gas cap for filling up the booster with liquid fuel, with liquid methane and liquid oxygen, it looked like it popped. Not ideal, but who cares? Who freaking cares? Did you see that? I'm sorry if I cursed a little bit. My fault. But I have no words. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's cool, and we're not even out of the woods yet. I can't believe that, dude. What did I tell you? It swung right in. It came in with a horizontal component, just like we thought it would. That, oh my goodness. Dude, my adrenaline is going, dude. I don't know about you guys. I'm awake. I'm awake now. I went into fight or flight mode there for a second. I'm like, what? It's 100%, dude. Bill, it's right on the pins. Gerst didn't misspeak. That's sub-centimeter precision. They actually caught it. Oh my goodness. Move the camera over. What do you want from me? Yeah, okay. I'll go over here. Ow. This is space. I'm in space. I can't believe that. I can't believe we just saw that, dude. Hang on. I gotta text my dad. I gotta text my dad. Otzcock! No way! That was 100 subs! What the frick, dude? Oh my goodness! Yeah, the engine. Oh my. The nozzles were heated up, and they were radiating out heat from re-entry. It tanked the re-entry heat. No SSRP needed. Oh my goodness, Otzcock, you're the freaking man. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, my commentary sucked. It was so bad. But what do you want me to do? Oh my goodness. Dude, okay, she's coasted. Hold on. I need to find a replay. I need to find a replay. I need to see that again. That was the sickest thing ever. Look, here's a replay. Here's a replay. Dude, see, look, the gup. See the gup catch on fire? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. That thing's 22 stories tall. Wow, what the actual frick? What? Dude, they freaking caught it. I can't. And look, guys, the catch arms are turned. They didn't catch it over the pad. They caught it to the right. Oh my God. Just like we thought would happen. They can move the arms in different directions. It's not going to be over the OLM. They caught it out to the right of the OLM. Look at which way the catch arms are facing relative to the here, hold up. Go to the very end. See? They're aimed to the right. It's not over the OLM exactly. It's to the right of it. Oh, that's so cool. Dude, I'm speechless. That was perfect. It was perfect. Right, Bees? Dude, I'm telling you, it was, yeah, Aqualex, right? It came in sideways, just like we said. Dude. And we're not even done yet, dude. We still get to watch Starship re-enter. Dude, I can't believe that. Guys, that thing right there that they just caught, 220 feet tall, 30 feet wide. It's 70 meters by 9 meters. That's a 22-story building coming back and getting plucked out of thin air. Unreal. It's freaking magical, man.
Discovery,
look at that. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. How much will a booster cost? We don't know, flat rate, but dude, it's got 33 engines in it. It's expensive, dude. It's right in line with the pins, man. It's perfect. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. They just got, dude, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, I felt like I was on a spaceship. Felt like I was on a spaceship. The ship run real good. Ship run real good. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, fill her up and send it, dude.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Jack says the sonic boom was insanely loud. Right, Ando?
Go at throttle up.
Dude. Listen to the sonic booms. So this is NSF's footage. Restreamed with permission. What is this? Oh my goodness, look at the NSF track.
We're coming up on that landing burn.
Yep. Come on, booster heavy. It's booster heavy. Super heavy. You can do it. Look at this. Look at the re-entry.
Headphone users. Headphone users. Headphone users. This is gonna be loud, dudes. Trust me on this one.
That's 6.5 minutes.
You got 10 seconds to adjust your volume. Here we go.
That is moving so fast. Look at how hard it is. Oh! Ignition. That's the 13.
This is space. I'm in space.
They did it on the first try!
How did they do that?
What the hell? Dude. I'll link it again. You guys just watch it again. It's the shirt. It's good luck. I wore this shirt, this Dragon 1 shirt. I wore it on the first Falcon 9 landing, and I was there. And the first Falcon Heavy landing, I was there. This is the shirt, man. We wear this shirt every time they first attempt something. Never watch that shirt again. I can't.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I will poop a squirrel. What? My reaction wasn't good enough for you, man? Jesus. Oh, man. Scott loved your reaction. I started jumping around like a madman. Yeah, Tessa, for real. Can you explain more about what blew out the side at the end? So, Moguni, that's the gas cap. So that bottom piece, I don't know the exact name. I call it a ground umbilical carrier plate, or just a carrier umbilical plate. It could just be that. What that is the fill and drain valves for the booster when it's attached to the pad. That's where they fill it up. It's the gas cap, so to speak. It looks like they had some residual shoot out the side, and you saw flames coming off of it. There was some residual methane leaking somewhere on that booster because of the flames coming out the side. But you know what, man? It doesn't matter. They snuffed it out with the ullage propellants. But yeah, that's the gas cap, so to speak. YG, what's up, man? That was awesome, dude. It don't get much cooler than that, man. SpaceX delivered astronauts on the... Yeah, that's my boat. My boat. Dude. Look, that's a live view. Look, we got new cameras looking at the wings. When is entry? About 30 minutes from now, give or take. Here, let me give us a quick refresher, make sure we're up and live. Give me 1 second. I need to see this again. I gotta see it one more time. See, right there, Moguni? Look, see what I'm talking about? The umbilical's leaking. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and it might be on purpose. What's happening is it's leaking, and it's the engine, the convecting heat from the engines is actually igniting it. It's auto-combusting it. You could see it. Here, look. So they went to fire the engines, guys, and something went a little wonky there. See, there's fire coming out of the umbilical right there. See it? That's not, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to do that. But there is some stuff that does come off the booster. See it right there? There is some debris. I'm sure I mean, clearly it's not too important. It landed without it. But you see the umbilical is pushing, the umbilical plate is pushing out propellant, and that propellant is auto combusting off the convected heat. See right there? See how it keeps setting itself on fire? A chine popped? Yeah. Some shielding on the chine came off? Yeah. See, especially when they shut the engines off. Watch, see the umbilical, when they puff it out, it shoots out a big puff, and then it goes out. They snuffed it out. They use the ullage propellants in here they flood the engines basically with the gases left inside of the tanks. and that basically snuffs any flames out. And that's what it did. People are asking me, like, what happens if the booster's on fire when it lands? I'm like, they'll put it out. It's no big deal. See, there's the smoke from the flames getting snuffed out. I sent you a Discord DM. Please check. Now is probably not the best time to do that. I'll be honest with you. Probably not the best time to do that. Yeah, weather guy, that link isn't working for me. It didn't work for me before, and yeah, it's not working. Either way, it's data for the next test. Yep. Did you see that it accelerated towards the tower during the landing burn? Yes. Yeah, right there. Dude. I can't believe that. I can't believe that it did that. I said it would come in with a horizontal velocity component because the booster can control its momentum a lot better. You can get much more accurate in your landing if you have some sideways translation, right? See last, please. Dude, it's gone already. Like, you're gonna have to bear with me, man. Is that the contrails from the WB-57? I saw it too. It might be. It's possible. You can see them bend at super heavy touchdown. Yep. Yeah, they bent a little bit. The whole tower shook a little bit, but it's all right. Yeah, Greg, can you believe that? Here, from Weather Guy. They caught the launch from Goes. That's really cool, man. Neat. Here, let's jump back to live. Yeah, I see it, Alucard. There you go. Nice, dude. Second best part is about to come up. That's right, dude. We still get to see if this thing punches its way through re-entry. I know, JCP. Can you believe that? How far offshore did the hot staging ring land? I don't know, 7. I'm gonna guess 70 kilometers, kind of where the fourth flight came down, if I had to guess. Now you gotta do it in KSP. They said 3-4 kilometers? Yeah, okay, like I said, I was guessing. Like, guys, hold up. I want to see the catch. I want to see the launch one more time. Just. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is he launching? Oh my god. That's awesome. I want to see it again. I just want to make sure. Like, everything looked fine. How you feeling about re-entry? Ethan, I don't know. I think we're playing with house money, dude. Whatever happens from here on out is just a bonus. No, I'm good, Snake. There's a replay of launch. We'll see what happens, Selfish. Is the ship landing on top of the booster, ready to lift off again? Wouldn't that be something? Dude, hold up. Can I just back it up here for a second? I just want to point out that shot. That's pretty neat. Yeah, all the engines worked. I did smoke, yep. Dude, look at that. Look at that shot, man. That's unbelievable. I got no words, guys. I'm sorry. NSF. This is coming from NSF here. Guys, go over there and subscribe. They deserve it, man. About 10, 20 minutes from now, Rojo. Vulcan, I got no words, dude. I got no words. I'll turn the notifiers back on, dude. I got nothing. Right, big dog? Unbelievable. Bro, that was insane. It was insane. That was insane. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen, dude. By a long shot. Yeah, see the fire coming out of the umbilical? Of course they changed the camera. I can't believe that. I can't believe that, dudes. Yeah, see, one of the chines came off. They had some pressure. They had some positive pressure inside one of the chines there. How did they get the booster back down on the ground? The pad? All they have to do is just turn the arms and then just set it down on a transport cart, dude. It'll... The propellants... So, Cruzo, the propellants inside of Super Heavy will boil off. They will boil off. It's cryogenic propellant. So, I don't know if you... Nice. Here, you can see it right here. Look. So once they shut the engines off, right? Oh, dude, look at it rock back and forth. Unreal. So once they shut, you can see, hold on, you can see right there that there's still some propellant in it from the frost on the tanks. They'll vent down the booster from there with vent holes that are actually up here somewhere. They're up around the grid fins. They vent down all the tanks because the propellants will boil off. All you got to do is just open up the vents and they'll eventually just evaporate out of the tanks. Yeah, it's self-cleaning, so to speak. It's not, but That's a funny way to put it. The oxygen ones are on the bottom. Okay. What, is that not going to boil off, Helzekin? It's going to boil off too. Can the chopsticks be used to give an extra push upwards during launch? No, Sisvi. No. The rocket engines will do that. They'll do that way better than the chopsticks ever could. Sour Patch, 6-monther. Thank you. I was agreeing with you. I was like, yeah, wait, what? Okay, back up to the live stream here. It looks like they do have a little bit of FOD, foreign object debris strikes on the leading edge of one of their flaps right there. That's not good, but it looks like it didn't go through all the way. So we'll see we'll see what happens there. Guys, I've caught stuff with a tower in KSP before. It's doable. So what you're seeing right there is solid oxygen. Right there, that's what all these snowflakes are coming out of the vehicle. They're venting, they're chilling down the engines. They're thermally conditioning them. And what happens is you basically prime the engines, and priming the engines has oxygen go through the engine plumbing, keep the engine cool, and then they vent that the priming overboard, right? And when you do that, you have gaseous oxygen immediately getting exposed to the vacuum. So the oxygen going from gas, it goes basically from gas directly to solid before it hits the vacuum, because you're dropping the pressure. You're dropping the pressure with a gas, so you get solidification. That happens per the ideal gas law, right? Because when gases get really, really cold, they freeze. And in that split second where it's depressurizing, it solidifies. So you get all these kind of snowflakes coming off the vehicle. Same thing happens with Falcon 9. Same thing happens with pretty much any stage. Interesting shallow tiles. Yeah, there are some... I'm not sure what's going on here. I think these tiles were purposefully not... They purposefully exposed the ablator on there, but I don't know for sure. I didn't see any tiles come off. I think it's like that on purpose. What if they use a trebuchet to launch it further? I don't know, man. You like the shot of the tower when it launches. How about when it comes back? Klavic, I want to see that footage. That's one of the aft flaps, I think. That's cool, Jay. Nice.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
The event of the year. Tip $5. Thank you. Oh, the helo came back. Oh, nice dually right there, boy. I tell you what. Do the propellants bleed off more because of the sun heat in space? You get boil off. Yeah, not bleed off. It's boil off. Well, it depends, Jackal. The side that's facing the sun is going to boil off more. And this is why the shuttle, while not carrying cryogenic propellants, always kept its thermal protection system pointed at the sun. Because of thermals. Starship will probably end up being the same way. Right now, I don't think that's what's going on. I don't know, Tessa, maybe. No, John. Absolutely not. No. Yeah, Fumble, I saw it. I just showed it on stream. How full are the Starship tanks at launch? They're pretty dang full, dude. The aft flap was your nickname at Space Camp, Triple? That's awesome. $25. That was a 25 pack right there, man. From Anon. Thank you so much.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I'm sorry I wasn't the best at providing technical commentary there, dudes. But I'm glad you know, you chose to share this moment with me. It's very flattering. I appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry I was jumping around like crazy, man. Oops.
Go and throttle up.
It's like there was a human first going on or something. Yeah, right.
Welcome back to
I don't know
Discovery.
username.
Go and
I
throttle
don't
up.
understand that
Flight
question, to be
test.
honest.
It has
Hey, Jeff.
been
Just
an
Jeff.
exciting day.
All right, here we go. I'm going to shut up for a second.
far. Even the crowd here is
Discovery.
still
Go
so
and throttle up.
excited.
Oh, snap. 73 months and predominant gifted 69 subs.
The
Nice.
Super Heavy booster and ship had a
Nice.
successful
Thanks,
separation
man.
as well as a good
This
boost
is
back
space.
burn
I'm in space.
and good separation of the hot stage adapter. The Super Heavy booster then completed the landing burn with 13 Raptor engines igniting and slowing down the vehicle perfectly for Mechazilla to catch the Super Heavy booster for the first ever land recovery of the vehicle.
Now, it is
That's awesome.
insane to think that we're not done yet. We still have, in about 48 minutes, the ship will re-enter. The flap, all the flaps that will today, not that could.
The
The
flap.
ship will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Now, as a reminder, one of the main goals of today's test flight is for the ship to make it through the extreme heat of re-entry and to do so in a controlled manner. We learned a lot about this phase during Flight 4 and, as a result, completely reworked the
think
heat
that's the
shield,
coast of
but more on
Madagascar
all
right
that
there.
in just a minute. Now, re-entry is typically a portion of flight where we don't have communications with the spacecraft because re-entering, it'll be re-entering at about 8 kilometers per second, or about 5 miles per second of roughly orbital velocity. Now, those speeds, the
Oscar
spacecraft
again?
moving through the atmosphere results in friction
all the
and
bits?
creates a
Are
plasma
you
field
kidding me?
around the
This is
vehicle.
space. I'm in
We
space.
saw this
Bro.
in action on Flight 4
what do you
thanks
want
to
from me?
Starlink, and wow, it was
I don't know what to do with my
breathtaking.
hands.
That the blanket of plasma ends up distorting communication frequencies, so it's not uncommon to experience
Spaceship
brief
flying real
blackouts in
good.
communication, but hopefully that's not the case today.
And Kate, that's where Starlink has just kind of been just the unsung hero and the
We saw it too,
MVP
buddy. It's
of
cool.
this test campaign. I mean,
Oh, my
it's able to give us data, not just awesome video, but also data in real time as we're going through
Discovery,
re-entry. I
go
mean,
and
this is
throttle up.
something that throughout
Thanks,
the
Dutch
history of
guy.
spaceflight
Appreciate it, man.
just hasn't been possible. And
Icecog,
this
thank
is
you
an
so much.
environment that is
Prominent, thank-
so
and everybody else
unforgiving,
at
so
Business
hard
Insight. You guys
to
are the
model,
best. Thank you.
so hard to understand. And for the first time ever, we're
Yeah,
able
listen
to
to Dan.
literally watch as it unfolds in real time, get that data in real time. And we're able to do that with
There you go,
Starlink. And
Nixel. Yeah.
it's great for us because we get to see something. We get to see the greatest light show on the planet or off the planet. But what it means for this program,
Randall.
we're able to learn tremendous
the bits,
amounts
dude.
about our heat shield, our angle of attack, everything that we're doing as we're coming in through the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds. And it's, you can't just thank it enough. And also special shout out, you're going to see some additional flap camera views. We've got a really amazing team of avionics, cameras, electronics, software people who made all that possible. And so hopefully they're going to give us an even better show on the way in today as we're coming in at about 5 times the speed of sound.
Yeah, maybe, Bright. Yeah, I know. Thank you. You guys are going bananas. Thank you so much.
Yeah, those flaps, Dan, that you see there, that's what's helping.
Starship is in a good attitude for entry, approaching the entry interface.
All right, guys. We're going to run ads again here. I'm going to run ads again so nobody gets an ad during EI here. This is something you're not going to want to miss. Trust me on this one. It's going to get hot. Thank you for making this stuff fly all over the screen. All right, see you on the other side.
It prepares for the beginning of re-entry
go.
today.
Yeah, exactly. Re-entry will be enabled by that
Yeah,
heat
Squares,
shield
I
that you
don't know
see
what to
on
say,
the
dude.
bottom half. That heat shield is made up of 18,000 hexagonal ceramic tiles, and they are designed to insulate the vehicle during atmospheric entry. At that point in time, temperatures can be as high as 26,000 degrees Fahrenheit or about 1,400 degrees Celsius. The design itself also permits for rapid reuse with no refurbishment between the flights. And fun fact that I think is just incredible in terms of scale, but the heat shield alone on the ship has a total mass of 10.5 tons, which is crazy because these things are
guys. Thanks for all the
really
support.
lightweight. They're made out of ceramic. We have a couple of them here. The one that I'm holding is used on flat surfaces as, let's see if we go that way, because as it's flat, the one that Jesse has is kind of more what you see there on the side.
Yeah, exactly. And having these different shapes, the flat version and the curved version, allow us to cover a lot more of the surface area of the vehicle. Again, we need to protect every portion of it. So even those curved surfaces, and especially the hinge area, if you watched Flight 4, is really what we want to make sure that we protect. And yeah, Kate, these are very, very lightweight.
But when you put 18,000 of them together, they add up to 10.5 tons, which is incredible.
So what's going on here is Starship is starting to get into the upper parts of the atmosphere. Note that the altitude's going down. We're below the Kármán line. You're going to start seeing some what's called plasma propagation here. Starship is moving against the air, and it's going so ridiculously fast.
This is space. I'm in space.
It's going so ridiculously fast that the air can't get out of the way. So what happens is the air ends up getting compressed on the bottom of the vehicle and on the sides of the wings, right? It ends up getting compressed, and it gets, because the ideal gas law, when gases get super compressed, they superheat. And when those gases superheat, it eventually gets to the point where they ionize. And when they ionize, they release a crazy amount of energy in the form of plasma. See it right here? Look at that. You don't see that every day.
Go and throttle up.
No, nobody's ever been able to get images like this during re-entry, guys. Not even during the shuttle. They couldn't get a picture this good. It's amazing to see plasma flow phenomenon happen in real time. I'm moving over there, guys. Give me 1 second so you guys can see. Just
Discovery, go and throttle up.
look. See that? So a plain English way of trying to say if what I just said to you about
space. I'm in space.
about plasma propagation and stuff, I'm shutting that off for a second. If what I just said made no sense, Starship is going so fast it's ripping the air molecules apart that it hits. And the air molecules basically divide by 0 when it hits them going 26,000 kilometers an hour. 17,500, actually it's more than that. It's about 18,000 miles an hour. It's going so fast it rips air apart. It's so cool, man.
And still enabling that same design today.
Yeah, subatomic goo.
Starship has passed through 85 kilometers altitude. Flaps now have control of the vehicle.
Great call out, as Kate mentioned. The flaps are controlling the attitude
wild,
of the
man.
vehicle. And I love these views because
you can't test
so
for this stuff on the ground.
Everything is relative, right? So relative to this camera on the ship, it looks so calm and smooth, but the vehicle is traveling extremely fast. You can see the speed on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Starship is designed to land on Mars where there are no runways or other humans to help out. So we also want rapid reusability. So we're doing propulsive landing instead of a more traditional means like parachutes. And so we will use the engines on this vehicle to help slow the vehicle down.
I saw some ablation going on here.
Now, entry is going to...
So guys, with the tiles, you shouldn't see any sparks. You shouldn't see anything. It should just look nice and glowing, right? I'm seeing some ablation right there. See, parts are coming off. Something is ablating down there. So if you see sparks coming off the plasma flow, that means something is burning off the side of Starship. And Starship does have an ablative protection system, just to be absolutely sure, right? They put it behind the tiles just to make sure in case the tiles failed. But yeah, that ideally is not what you want to see, but it seems like SpaceX is aware of this. See something just ablated off right there. So what happens when something ablates? When something ablates, it burns and actually basically just fries itself off the vehicle. It does give you a momentary like thermal barrier, but with all the tiles there, it's not enough to generate enough of a thermal barrier to actually work. You generally don't want to see sparks flying. That's all.
Actually, I also tell you a little bit about the temperature that the vehicle is seeing as well. So I think that's pretty cool that we get this amazing live visual.
Speaking of live visual, the flap, we have more views, more cameras on board Starship, as Dan mentioned a few minutes ago. We are hoping that All 4 flaps will stay more intact than they did last time. We did make some changes to the design in order to help enable
Starship is now experiencing peak heating, remains on a nominal entry trajectory.
Okay. We have peak heating. Look at how that plasma flow is super defined.
That Starship
see that?
is continuing
It's
along the path
that's what
that
you want
we
to see. This
intended
is
it
what
to
you
fly.
want right there. You don't want sparks flying off.
You can keep track with how
Like
fast
that.
it's going and how high it is above Earth using the display that is there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
So those flashes that you see on camera are Starship's reaction control system, kind of helping control attitude. But as the flight director said, the flaps are in control right now.
As you guys kind of talked about, so it's called the static arrow.
That's beautiful,
Those are
man.
kind of the
That's
poke-out
dude,
points.
you
on
can't
the
test for
flaps.
this.
Those get exposed to some pretty extreme heat environments, and so we added some additional, basically made it a lot more robust for the thermal protection there. And we learned not just from visuals and stuff like that. We had those missing tile tests on Flight 4 where we intentionally left some out, kept in some backup layers. They're called ablatives, which means they just gradually melt away to help dissipate the heat. And we've got an entire layer of ablative underneath the tiles on this Starship.
They put a regular ablator under the tiles.
If you get a gap in a tile or a tile is broken, anything like that, we've got essentially backup options. And what we're really trying to do today is do an on-target landing.
This looks nice and smooth. Just because you're through peak heating, guys, doesn't necessarily mean you're out of the woods, okay? You know, there is peak heating, but you're not at peak deceleration. If you notice, they're at peak heating, but your speed is not, it's starting to decelerate really good, and as you really fast. And as you go further down in the atmosphere, your atmospheric pressure increases. Just because you're going through peak heating doesn't mean you're not. It doesn't mean it's not the roughest part of reentry. Peak heating is not like exclusive with a peak decel. Peak decel and the highest pressures encountered on the vehicle aren't happening for another like 1 to 2 minutes.
The view on your left is a
Tiles
camera that's
no
positioned near the nose of the ship, looking basically down towards the flap.
Beautiful, man. Look at
the
that.
View
Look
on
at the flow coming off the flap.
Perpendicular to the
It's
flap.
so
So we're
cool.
looking basically bird's eye view onto the flap on the left-hand side, and then a worm's eye view from the side with that view on the right.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Maverick just buzzed the tower. He might be coming back, so.
So this is a front flap that's looking at a rear flap.
Brought to us by Starlink. It's incredible that we have this high definition capability. In fact, that view on the left.
Starship is now halfway through the peak heating phase of entry, remains on a good trajectory.
So what we don't want here, like I said, you don't want sparks flying off the vehicle. That's really bad. That means something is ablating, and you don't necessarily want that. With tile systems, you should just see plasma flow coming off the vehicle. The other thing you don't, I saw some sparks up there. The other thing you don't want is you don't want heating going through. You don't want what's called plasma permeation. It's a cool word, it's a cool phrase to say. Plasma permeation means that these plasma flows are going somewhere you do not want. Remember, all that air gets compressed up against the vehicle, and Starship, it has nowhere to go. And when it gets fully compressed, it basically burns. It ionizes and turns to plasma. That plasma just gets stuck. It gets stuck on the side of the vehicle, like what you're seeing right there. You do not want that. You want that to push out to the sides. Plasma permeation here in your thermal protection system is like having a hole in a boat hull. Not good. It's not going to end well. It might be okay for a little while, but you generally don't want that. That's why SpaceX put that ablator behind the tiles, just to be absolutely sure.
But again, these views are additional to the data that we get on these flight tests that help enable us kind of put the data that we get in the computer to the visuals that we see and try and align those and use that for improvements in the future.
Now, we heard a call out there saying that engine chill has begun. This is an indication that we are starting to flow a little bit of the super cold liquid oxygen through
some
the
flap,
hardware, through the Raptor engine, specifically the turbo pumps, to help ensure that the hardware is is at the right temperature before we
a lot
give
of ablation
full
on
push,
that
a
aft flap,
full
guys.
flow of propellant at engine startup. So all of that to say, we are getting closer to the landing burn.
We definitely are.
So
And
this
again,
is a
if you
shot
look
of an aft
at
flap
the
here.
bottom right hand of your screen, you can see the altitude that the ship is, and it has been slowly making its
Hold
way
together,
closer
baby.
and closer to Earth. We're currently at about 63 kilometers from planet Earth, and you'll see that number.
You're getting ablation on both
trend
flaps.
lower and lower
This
as we
is the
get
flap
closer
opposite
and,
that one.
continue
Both
through
of the
this
flaps are
re-entry.
ablating. If they're ablating
this is going
equally,
to go
then
on
it's
for a little,
not the worst
actually,
problem to have.
a while longer. We have about 10 minutes or so, roughly, before we execute the landing, the ignition for the landing burn, starting with the landing
Come on,
flip.
baby, hold together.
So we're making a controlled re-entry. This
Diamond
is one
hands,
of
Starship.
the
Let's
primary
go.
objectives for Starship today is to demonstrate another controlled re-entry, even more controlled than what we saw on Flight 4. And so far, that is looking good.
Yeah, ML, old school shuttle fans know how crazy this footage actually is.
As we start to really get lower, we're going to start seeing the atmosphere's effects start to take place, and that's when we'll be dropping our speed down closer to the speed of sound. You'll see the flaps start to maneuver. We were able to do a landing burn on Flight 4, which kind of caught all of us off guard. It was pretty incredible after seeing the flaps survive through.
Why don't they lower the altitude faster?
On this flight today.
So they don't want to. You don't want to lower your altitude too quickly, Alex. If you lower your altitude too quickly, you run into too much atmosphere, and the heating is. You're introducing too much heat into your thermal protection system, more than what it can take. Remember, a tiled thermal protection system is a passive TPS. It can only really bleed off the heat as fast to a certain extent. You can only put heat into it so quickly. So what Starship does to try and get around that, and the shuttle does this too, and most capsules do for what it's worth, you try to stay up there as long as you can. You don't want to dip too far too fast. Your period of heating will be lower if you dip into the atmosphere quicker, but your overall heating temperature will be higher doing a very steep re-entry like that. You don't want to do that, especially with a human-rated vehicle, because a steep re-entry is like what a warhead would do. You don't want to do that because your deceleration would be like 30, 40, 50 Gs. That would liquefy a person. It's bad for the thermal protection system, and it's bad for the meat suits, the meat bags that are flying around in it. Now, there's no one on this Starship right now, but in the future, SpaceX wants people to fly on it. And if you do a 30 to 40 G decel, like that's a little rough. It's a little rough for our meat suits to be able to take care of that, you know?
Period, typically during the highest heat on
aft
the
flaps
vehicle,
look okay. Front flaps look decent. Oh, shoot.
Lose,
that's plasma
connection,
permeation. Or it could be a reflection. I hope it's a
vehicle,
reflection, but
again,
it doesn't
with
look like
Starlink, we
it.
were able to get some live views throughout that entire process there.
Hold together, baby. Now, look at the deceleration now, guys.
And we're coming up.
See, they've passed peak heating, but look, the decel is starting to wreak havoc on this thing.
When we start getting down to like the transonic, the subsonic, when we're starting to move closer to and beneath the speed of sound. And I mean, we're getting live views, we're getting live
right passing,
data.
there you
We've
go.
got a couple additional tests on this one today where we
I'm worried about that little guy.
Again.
Come on, stay together, baby.
Some additional backup layers.
The leading edges are the most important parts, guys. So like right here and right there, that is the most important.
Kind of silvery looking tiles.
Oh boy, you're getting burned through again.
Well.
Right there. That's not good.
Those were.
Oh, see the jet? See the plasma jet? It's permeating through. That's not good. That's bad.
Straightforward one where aluminum starts to melt at roughly the same temperature
where
steel starts to lose its strength, not necessarily melt. And so if we see stuff melting, we know.
Come on, baby, stay together. See the jet? The plasma's going where you don't want, and wherever that plasma's going to go, it's going to melt it.
Minutes since launch should be coming up on
the metallic structure will become your ablator. That energy's got to go somewhere, and if the tiles aren't pushing it off to the side, it's going to go through your ship and start melting things. See that? That plasma jet isn't as bad as last time, but it's still bad.
Catch a glimpse of the vehicle.
Man, those front flaps
get
toasty, man.
forward end and
almost there.
Aft end. the larger camera view that is there on the right-hand side of your screen, that is a view
Oh,
of
stay
one of
together,
the
baby.
aft end or the bottom end flaps. We can start to see some heat buildup.
I see it right there. That might be just a reflection,
there
dudes.
in the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Oh, yep. See the sparks? That's ablation. That's no good. Oh, it's burning the snot out of that stainless steel. Now, stainless steel can take a lot of heat, but there's only so much heat you can introduce into it before it hits critical mass and starts to melt. Like that.
9 seconds into
Just
its
like
flight
that.
today,
Oh,
re-entering
no.
the Earth's atmosphere. Currently about 45 kilometers above the
Okay.
surface of the Earth.
They should
Now,
be getting out of
before,
heating
we are targeting
very soon
a
here.
soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean.
That's to be fair, guys. That's way less than last time. Last time, a chunk of the wing was missing by this point.
As we did on Flight 4, perform a flip maneuver as well as a
Starship is at maximum dynamic pressure, remains on a good trajectory.
That's Max Q. That's good news.
All right, so that is
good news.
Great news there.
Max Q for descent.
Like Dan said earlier, this
Thank
is
you for all the subs, Symbol
Max
One.
Q
Appreciate you, man.
Part 2.
I saw it.
So this is the
See the sparks? The sparks are not what you want. That's really bad.
That the vehicle will experience during its
hold
flight,
together.
coming back through the Earth's
Oh,
atmosphere.
diamond hands, man.
Above the Earth's atmosphere in space, where there was no friction, we can obviously see heat as a evidence of that friction buildup. The atmosphere is actually helping to slow the vehicle down. If you're watching the telemetry in the bottom right,
40 kilometers off the deck.
right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that speed.
See, the heat. Now the heating is going away. They're slowed down enough so the Starship can push the air out of the way fast enough. That kinetic energy has gotten dissipated. Most of it got dissipated as heat. Some of it got dissipated into the wing. You can tell because it's pretty hot.
One of the main objectives for the ship today is to demonstrate controlled re-entry.
That was way better than last time. They still had some burn through, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, and we have 6 engines on ship.
Yeah, they'll make it, man. They'll make it.
3 of them, the 3 sea-level engines. We will have that.
This thing is falling apart.
Very close to.
We're not going to make.
We'll make it. We'll do that flip maneuver, ignite those engines, slow the vehicle down immediately, and then hopefully have what we call a soft splashdown in the water. It's probably going to feel a little bit harder on the top of the surface of the water, but it'll look pretty gentle.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, we hope to have some more views. Even
they got more than half this
of
time.
the flight.
I'd say
so
you got like
90%
of the vehicle.
We can bring those to you. We are hoping to splash down softer than we did last time on Flight 4. Right now, Starship continuing to make its descent back to planet Earth.
Starship is at Mach 2, remains on a good trajectory.
Hey.
All right, great news there. That tells us that the vehicle is traveling twice the speed of sound. So we will then, the next call out that we'll hear is that it is, traveling about the speed of sound, and then we will hear a call out.
That wing made it. It made it. There was a little bit of burn through, but she made it.
We'll hear another call out saying that it is subsonic, meaning going slower than the speed of sound.
Come on, baby.
Starship is transonic.
Transonic.
There it is. So at this.
This is great. Dude, it made it. So it made it through.
At this point in time,
it has more wing than it did last time.
Transonic because certain parts of the vehicle, like the flap that you see on your screen, might be experiencing airflow faster than the speed of sound.
She's belly flopping. It's good.
Other parts of the ship may be experiencing airflow.
Starship is in the subsonic belly flop.
Subsonic.
Right, so
that's great, man.
Is traveling slower than the speed of sound, so subsonic. The crowd here at Mission Control Hawthorne also getting excited, just like us. We're awaiting a water landing. We are going to reignite the 3 engines to perform that flip maneuver, and we're basically about a minute and a half.
You're looking at the flaps, steer the thing.
The landing flip.
Yeah, the crowd's getting excited here as we get closer and closer to splashdown. Again, just about a minute away from the expected splashdown, so we should see a lot happening.
She's falling like a brick.
Coming up here shortly. We're currently having a view of one of the flaps, and it is a little bit dark on your screen, but hopefully we'll get some good views
25,000
of
feet.
the ship as it makes that flip maneuver and touchdown for splashdown.
Yeah,
yeah, guys, we saw that speed
20,000
like
feet.
A rock. So we're doing a belly flip right now, or a belly flop right now. That's what's kind of, if you saw the high altitude campaign, that's the unique thing about how Starship comes back. So we've bled off pretty much all of
15,000.
the speed we're going to. We're essentially at terminal velocity.
Starship is at 5 kilometers altitude,
then
remains on target.
Five to go, coming up soon, landing
10,000
burn.
feet.
Two kilometers away.
Starship is on target, approaching landing burn startup.
1 mile.
So keep an eye on the bottom right-hand side of your screen as well.
Come on, baby.
That will be the indicator when the Raptor engines ignite, if we are unable to see that illumination ourselves.
Landing burn startup.
3,000 feet.
What a cool view.
Good landing burn.
Of that landing burn.
We can see the water just behind the ship.
That looks right, man.
Starship
She took a swim, and it tipped over.
Dude,
oh, that's cool. What the hell? Oh my goodness!
To Starship's journey, a live view from a buoy that we had out at the landing zone.
Dude, that thing, dude, it popped. Holy crap, it made it.
Landing just
And then it didn't.
They were calling out.
That was amazing, and we were not intending to recover any of the ship's hardware, so that was the best ending.
That was badass,
we could have
dude.
hoped for.
Dude, part of it's still good.
I
That
don't
was
think
awesome.
we're going to be able to get a ton of extra video of the heat shield, but we hit the target.
Dude,
Yeah.
that thing can't be more.
I
That
mean,
thing can't be more
you
than
know we hit the
1,000 meters
target
away.
because we
That
had these
freaking
buoys
buoy.
placed in a pretty specific spot, so wow. What a day.
Yeah, they probably terminated the
I get to
flight.
say, what a day.
But oh my goodness.
I mean, everything started off today with that launch. We were able to lift off towards the end of our window, 7:25 a.m. Central Time.
Dude, they'll land a Starship.
33
They'll
to
catch one of
33
those things.
Raptors in the
You see
right
how
pit.
close that buoy
Successful
was?
Hot stage booster came back. We watched it come down right behind us. Watched it get caught, and that broke my brain for a while. I'm really happy we had coast for a bit, but that's first ever booster catch, major step on the way to rapid reusability. And ship just gave us one heck of a show, making it through a controlled re-entry this time. Flaps intact, made it down to the water.
Did you see how close it was to that booster, man?
Hey, starships were meant to fly. It
Never
sure
change
as hell
this
flew
shirt.
today.
All right,
So,
this is our Starship
let's get
shirt
ready
from
for the
now
next
on,
one.
man.
Over to you guys.
They were meant to fly, and they were also meant to be caught by Mechazilla.
Yeah.
It's been such an incredible day today. Congratulations to our teammates and to everyone who supported the Starship program. And thank you to all of our future customers for your support. And we'll also like to thank the
this is
people of
space.
Cameron
I'm in
County,
space.
Texas, as well as the
Hank.
Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation
I'm
Administration,
in shock.
the Government of Mexico.
It made
and
it.
the
It
Australian
made it,
Space
and then they
Agency.
terminated it.
Now,
That's
be
what
sure to
happened.
follow
That
SpaceX
thing
on
splashed
X
down,
for
man.
more
It was
updates
intact.
on today's test flight, and of course for future Starship news. Today was amazing, but the SpaceX action isn't over yet. Soon, Falcon Heavy will launch NASA's Europa Clipper, and we're also going to be returning Dragon back to Earth with NASA's Crew 8 astronauts.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's happening too.
Congratulations again to the SpaceX team. What an amazing launch and an even cooler catch. Thank you for watching, but we're going to leave you with an awesome recap of what has been the most epic day.
I'm in shock. Dude, that... Oh. Dude, that's a 23-story building doing that. They just caught a 23-story building out of the air. That tower is 520 feet tall. Yeah, Hillness, did you see the shock absorbers working? It was cool, 12, wasn't it? Is it doing the moonwalk? It got pushed back, Maguni. They blew up. I thought it popped from tipping over. They terminated the vehicle on purpose. And they got footage of them terminating the vehicle. Well, now we know the flight control system works, or the flight termination system works, and the FCS for what it's worth. I just